This is the only video you are ever going to need to help you navigate moving on up through a company. Move on up. Hi, what's up? My name is Emily Durham. I'm a careers coach, a careers content creator, and most recently, a careers TV personality. And my goal is to help you thrive in your 9 to 5 and beyond. And if you're generally interested in content to help you develop your career and feel more confident and it not be delivered in like a stuffy corporate way, subscribe. Growing at a company is strategic, and I'm so sorry you cannot be a bull in a china shop thinking that you're gonna get the results that you want. Being the loudest, being the most aggressive, immediately asking for what you want almost guarantees people are gonna find you annoying as hell. Expert gardeners wouldn't waste their time trying to plant a rose in concrete. Instead, they would study the exact soil and environment that rose needs to grow, blossom, and bloom. You need to look at yourself the exact same way. Study the environment that you are in. Pay attention to the people who are already successful. What do they wear when they go to work? How do they speak? Who are they speaking to? What do they say? How do they handle conflict? Who do they loop into their key decisions? How does their boss feel about them? Observe the people you want to be like and literally take notes. I would also argue that almost every company has a distinct personality. Like, it's not values, it's something different. There's a certain way of being, a certain way of speaking, a certain like socialization cue that is popular at every single company. I don't want you changing your personality, but to be honest, you do need to pay attention to what qualities work at this company and then start highlighting those qualities that already exist within you. Step 2, get very good at your job, because I'm so sorry, you are not going to grow in your company or grow in your career if you haven't aced the basics. Being good at your job doesn't mean you need to be working 60 hours a week, being the first in and the last out. No. It means you have a high say-to-do ratio, which means everything you say you are going to do, you actually do. So when your boss asks you to work on something, they can trust it's getting done and that it's getting done well. It also means that you're working visibly, which means the people around you are aware of what you're working on and the impact of your work. If you truly want to grow at a company, people need to know who the hell you are. Duh. When it comes to highlighting your work, one of the best ways to do this is to bring up your key accomplishments in your regular meetings with your boss. If you don't have regular meetings with your boss, you absolutely need them. Ideally, it would be once a week. Every other week is fine too. In that meeting, you'll go through things happening in the business. They may have updates for you. And most importantly, you're going to use that time to highlight yourself. Literally to shout yourself out. I want you to have your laptop in front of you and I want you to say, so over the last couple of weeks, we delivered on XYZ project. Here was the positive result. The clients were really happy. Do you have any feedback or questions? Anything I can improve for next time? Because what you're actually doing when you provide these updates is letting your boss know how well you work, and you're inadvertently highlighting all the positive feedback that you're getting. Your boss legitimately is like the ultimate gatekeeper of your career, because if you want to grow at a company, your boss is the person who's going to get you the promotion, get you the raise, connect you to people. You need your boss to be on your side. So you need to be heavily invested in curating a meaningful relationship with your boss. I don't care if it feels phony. I don't care if it feels fake, because guess what's not fake? The check you're taking to the bank. When it comes to growth, yes, your boss needs to be in your corner and aware of what you're working on, but you need to make sure the important people around you are as well, which is why I always recommend that my clients follow the 10% rule. The 10% rule is a rule that I have also followed in my career that has literally skyrocketed my trajectory and also doubled my earnings. Basically, for you to be good at your job, you need to be achieving expectations in every core area listed in your job description. But to really grow your career, you can't just be good at the job you're doing. You need to be giving them a little more than what they bargained for. What if you spent 10% or even less of your time every single week working on something that's outside of the scope of your job description, but highly, highly visible? Basically, you want to make sure you're working on something that expands your skill sets, makes you invaluable, and also boosts your visibility. For me personally, I obviously was working as a principal recruiter, but about 10% of my work week was spent doing recruitment marketing. To my boss, I expressed some interest, they helped connect me to opportunities, and it was amazing for my resume and my personal experience, but above all, it got me working with people I otherwise would not have worked with. It got me that additional visibility. Plus, I knew in the back of my head, God forbid there was going to be a layoff, it would be way harder to replace someone who's doing recruiting and recruitment marketing than just a recruiter alone. Another part of being highly visible at work is making sure important decision makers know who you are, but also like you. So going to things like company-wide socials, the holiday parties, and networking with a variety of people, even people outside of your function, it is really, really valuable, because the more people who know who you are and like who you are, the more likely they are to like advocate for you in rooms that you're not in. Your brand isn't just about the work you do, it's about the energy you put off. After, and only after, you have aced all of those things, it is time for you to develop your growth plan. Okay, so you want to grow. Where do you want to grow to? You need to network with people internally at the company to figure out what your ideal next position is. And then you need to go to your boss and have an honest conversation. Again, this is only appropriate after you've been in the job for at least 6 months. Sit down with your boss in your one-on-one meeting, thank them for all of the support they've already given you, and then say, I'm thinking about my next career move over the next year or two. Here's the job that I think is really interesting. What do you think about that? You want your boss to think this was their idea. You want your boss to be so bought in that they'll do anything in their fucking power to get you that promotion. Ideally, your boss is going to be on board and supportive, and then you're going to ask this $1 million question. What skills do I not have right now that I will need to acquire in order to get to that next level? If your boss is able to pinpoint the areas you need to do better in, they're giving you a cheat sheet on how to get to that next level. Like, that is incredible information. After that conversation with your boss, you are going to go back to yourself, back to your desk. You're going to internalize all of that feedback they provided you, and you're going to make a time-stamped plan. So if your goal is to get promoted in the next year and you need to learn 10 different things and network with 20 different people, make a literal plan. By September, I will have done this. By October, I will have done this. Take that back to your boss in your next meeting and say, does this plan work with you? And if yes, would you be comfortable if I connected with you on this regularly to make sure I'm trending in the right direction for my career? The reason this is incredible is it makes sure that you're holding yourself accountable to get to that next level. But most importantly, it's making your career goals visible, and it's making sure everyone knows what you want, in addition to holding your boss accountable. Because if you tell your boss, I want to be promoted in the next year, and they're saying, yeah, that's no problem, that's great, 100%. And then 1 year rolls around and there's no promotion, no one gets to play stupid. However, you might tell your boss, I want to be promoted in the next 6 months. They might say, that's not possible. Okay. That fucking sucks, but we applaud them for their honesty, and at least it gives you an opportunity to decide, do I stay or do I go? Should I stay or should I go? This is a musical. The real kicker to making sure you grow at a company is to talk to your boss about your career goal every single month. And when you have a time-stamped career plan, this is going to change the way you think about career. Suddenly, it's no longer in your boss's hands or someone else's hands. You are the driver of what you actually want. You're articulating your career goal, you are time-stamping what you want, and you're holding other people accountable by asking for feedback every single month. However, my biggest piece of advice to getting ahead in the corporate world is do not wait around to find out. When you create a step-by-step plan with your boss on how you're going to get to the next level in your career, you have their buy-in. They're providing you constant feedback, so you know how your performance is tracking. There are no surprises. If it is past the timeline you and your boss put together, why the fuck are you still there? Don't wait around to find out. Don't let them tell you no twice. If your boss said, yeah, we're gonna promote you in the next year, suddenly it's 1.5 years from now and there's no promotion, don't let them tell you no twice. I would also argue to get ahead, you need to energetically act like you are already there. And this is on some Delulu shit. But basically, if you want that promotion, I'm so sorry, and this might be harsh, and I don't give a shit if it's harsh. I was like, should I not say this? No, I'm gonna say this. If you want to get the promotion, I'm so sorry, you cannot show up looking like shit to work. You have to look put together. If you want to get the promotion and get to that next level, you can't be the office gossip. That's not a good look for your personal brand. If you want to get to that next level in your career, you need to act like the leader you want to be. Show up as your ideal self, and you will start getting treated like them. Laptop closed. Specifically my laptop with my Lumen stickers. Did y'all watch Severance? The finale was absolutely bananas. I so enjoyed it. But anyways, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you, I care about you, and I cannot wait to see you grow your fine ass in that company, okay?